Well, hello, and welcome back to Vitalize Me with Dr. Kevin Lenton. Vitalize Me is the channel where we'll be sharing all sorts of information, tips and tricks and ideas, interventions and protocols that you can use to just be a better version of yourself. It's an educational channel where we just share information. It's not designed to be diagnostic. It's not designed to invite you to change anything you're currently doing without first checking with your healthcare professional, making sure that it's the right thing for you to do. But I am passionate about sharing information and putting people on the right track, essentially. So this discussion is about living longer. And on the surface, that sounds like a wonderful idea, doesn't it? Let's all just live longer. Well, that is fine, but there's a caveat. Are you living healthier as well as living longer? A recent study in a prestigious journal showed that in fact it's the opposite. We are living longer, and that's thanks to many significant advances in the medical field in terms of understanding nutrition, the body, the importance of sleep and exercise, the importance of rest and relaxation. However, there's a gap. Although we are living longer, the space between the amount of years that we live and the amount of healthy years that we live is actually shortening. So we are living longer, but we are living with more disability, more dis-ease, and often more disease. This should be something that makes you sit up and take note because we're doing something wrong. So I'd like you to think about two particular terms. One is lifespan. That's the amount of years that you live. And the other is health span. That's the number of healthy, vibrant, energized, motivated, enthusiastic years that you live. You may well live until 85 years of age, but if the last 10, 15, even 20 of those years are living with disability, sometimes disease, over medication, a complete loss of independence, a loss of cognition, memory, and very often a total loss of excitement and joie de vivre. So that study that I was talking about, it was a study based on data from 204 countries and territories, found that the global gap between life expectancy and healthy life expectancy did increase from approximately 8.8 years in 1990 to 10.7 years in 2023. In other words, people are spending more time on average than they used to being alive. However, what the study also showed was that upwards of 14.5% of that life was spent in poor health. Now, that represents many, many years of disability, reduced mobility, chronic pain, fatigue, impaired vision and hearing, emotional distress, and increased dependence on others. So what then is driving this loss of healthy years? Interestingly, the greatest contributor to this state of both dis-ease and disease was not catastrophic or fatal disease. The large part of the health span gap was driven by chronic, non-fatal disease. The study identified a number of factors contributing to this state of disease in the final years, often multiple years of life. Things like high blood pressure, high body mass index, tobacco use, lack of exercise, poor sleep patterns, the use of ultra-processed foods, and an overriding toxicity from environmental pollutants, dietary pollutants, and high stress levels. Many of these conditions develop over many years. That's why they're called chronic. And often the body tries to send messages about this state of dis-ease. Poor sleep patterns, inactivity, high stress levels, persistent and ongoing inflammation, excesses of all kinds. And yet so often we just dismiss these. It's normal. I'm getting older. It's just my hormones. And so this is what I find so disheartening. Why do so many people wait? Why don't they listen to those messages that they're receiving day in and day out? Why wait until you have the diagnosis of the disease before taking action? All of these messages are signs that your biological capacity is decreasing. My message to you today is take note. Don't wait. Don't play the ostrich head in the sand game. Many of these conditions, definitely in the early stages, are reversible, if not significantly controllable. So Vitalize Me is going to be your blueprint, the things you can do to reverse that state of dis-ease. It's all about the biology of capacity. So here are 5 questions to ask yourself. And if the answer to any of these is no, it's time to act. Here's number 1. Am I becoming stronger or weaker as I age? Is my waistline increasing while my muscle mass is decreasing as I age? Number 3, do I recover easily and quickly from exercise, stress, illness, and poor sleep as I age? Number 4, am I listening to the messages my body is sending me? Or am I just dealing with the symptoms as and when just to make them go away? And the final one, are the choices I'm making today helping my body rejuvenate, regenerate, and re-energize in order that I can remain independent for as long as possible? If the trend seems to be that things are getting worse, it's time to act. Please share this information with friends, family. I'd love you to join the Vitalize Me community. Let's share this message. And remember, health is not the absence of disease. Just because you do not have a current diagnosis does not mean you're happy. Listen to the messages your body is sending you, and listen especially while they're whispers. Don't wait until your body is screaming for help. I'm Dr. Kevin Lenton. This is Vitalize Me, and I look forward to sharing much more information